Hello, today I'd like to talk with you about moral development. Specifically, I would like to discuss Kohlberg's theory of moral development and Gilligan's theory of moral development. Lawrence Kohlberg developed a very influential theory of moral development in which he identified three levels and six stages of development over the lifespan. There are two stages within each of his three levels, making a total of six stages. He developed his theory of moral development primarily by studying male participants who were given moral dilemmas that they needed to respond to. An example of a moral dilemma would be the Heinz dilemma, where a man needs an expensive drug for his wife who has cancer, but he can't afford the exorbitant price the druggist is charging. And the participant is asked what Heinz should do. And then based on the participant's response and the reasoning behind that response, Kohlberg classified the level and stage of moral development in that situation. So let's talk a little about the different levels of moral development. And by the way, people who have looked at Kohlberg's theory believe that he emphasizes issues of fairness and justice in categorizing these different levels of moral development. Level one, the most primitive level, involves the kind of moral reasoning where it would be primarily a child, though not always, would base their decision on whether they would get caught or not. If they get caught, then it's not okay to do it. If they could get away with it, then it would be okay to do it. At this level, they might also base their decision on what they would get out of it. In other words, what would be the advantage to the person if they were to make a certain moral decision. Let's say, for example, that a child is in a store with another child, and that other child says, if you help me shoplift, I'll give you half of it. There, the child might think, well, I'll be better off than I would without helping that person shoplift because I'm going to get half of what is stolen. In the second level of moral development, which Kohlberg calls the conventional level, the first level being called the pre-conventional level, individuals make moral decisions based on whether or not they think they will look good to other people and based on what the rules and laws are in society. If they think that they're going to look good if they make a certain decision, that may influence what they decide to do. Or if they are mindful of what they're expected to do based on the laws in a society, that may influence their moral decision. And then finally, in Kohlberg's third or post-conventional level of morality, the highest level of moral thinking. And by the way, he believed that many people never get to this level. Their moral decision making is either based on their belief that a law needs to be changed and that they are willing to break that law in order to hopefully bring about a change, where they're showing us a sense of social conscience. Or at the highest level of morality, the individual bases their decisions on universal principles of morality, regardless of what the law states, that they apply to all of humanity. I knew someone once who carried a card around in her wallet that said, if I'm ever murdered, I do not want the perpetrator to get the death penalty, because she believed in the sanctity of life, of all life, regardless of the law of the land. This to me would be an example of this highest level of moral reasoning. Carol Gilligan developed a different theory of morality geared more towards girls and women and how they develop moral thinking. Carol Gilligan was concerned that Kohlberg might be biased towards males in his theory of moral development, which emphasized issues of fairness and justice, as I mentioned earlier. And for Carol Gilligan, in her thinking about moral development in girls and women, she believed that their sense of responsibility to themselves and to others and their compassion entered more into their moral decision making. In her theory of moral development, she has three different stages. And in the first stage, she says that decisions are made based on what the child or adult believes is best for her, taking care of herself. In the second stage, she believes that the individual bases their moral decision more on what is best for other people, putting the needs and well-being of other people ahead of her own. And in the third stage of moral development, in Gilligan's theory, she believes that girls and women get to a place of development where they can be concerned about both the welfare of others and their own welfare in making moral decisions that occur more in the context of their personal relationships and are based on compassion and a sensitivity to the needs of others and to their own needs. Well, thank you. I look forward to talking with you again soon.